Drink water, you dehydrated bitch!
Hello everyone, thank you everyone so much for all the subs and hydrates and sound alerts. We will be starting the show shortly, so I appreciate you all stopping by, saying hi, all that fun stuff. And yeah, let's get right into it, guys. Let's not dilly-dally around. Let's get right into the show, because that's what you guys are all here for, surely. Hello. Howdy, hey.
How's
Alright,
it going?
first of all, I'm going to let you introduce yourself, even though I don't think you need an introduction, but I'll let you do it nonetheless.
How's it going, chat? My name is Ginny Mercury, also known as Roza Coatl sometimes. I'm a changeling VTuber, and I more often than not take on the form of a red-headed snake devil. How's it going?
That she does. And I mean, you've been on this show before a long time ago.
That was in a galaxy far, far away.
In a galaxy far, far away, you were on Rika Radio. And I mean, I feel like
true.
You should know what the first question of the show always is. But if you don't remember, let me jog your memory. What color are your panties? We'll give you a second to check. Don't worry.
Currently, red.
Are we surprised? Because I can tell you for certain, I am not surprised.
Last time they were black.
They were, and that was not a surprise either, I don't think.
I don't think it was either.
I feel like your colors are most certainly
surprised to
red
remember
and black.
that.
Yeah, how do you remember that?
I don't know. I don't remember. I just remember like it being like a small moment. Like, okay.
To be fair, I feel like your memory is most certainly better than mine, so I can't. Like, I was never gonna remember that,
I was expecting the answer. I'm not wearing any. Well, okay. That was gonna be my answer, and then I thought about it. I was like, I think these count as panties. These are close enough.
But when you say count as panties, would you like to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I'm wearing like shorts.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it's like,
Counts.
yeah, it counts. I guess follow question, more often than not, do you find yourself wearing underwear?
Depends on whether or not I'm planning to go outside somewhere.
You know what? You make a good point. You make a good point there.
Otherwise, I'm usually just in a
robe.
Pajamas.
Oh.
No, I'm in like pajamas. The fuck?
Well, I don't know. Do you not
I
like
own
robes?
robes.
You don't own a robe?
Nah.
I suggest getting a robe. I think they're very comfortable. I think they're very nice.
We'll see.
Exclamation mark, if you guys would like to go
suggest
buy.
one,
Yeah, someone go to Rose's throne and suggest one for her. If you are a fan of robes as
Yeah.
well. I
Last
personally
time I
am.
was here, I didn't have a throne.
You know what I want? I want like a silk robe. I feel like those look super comfortable.
Silk robe?
Yeah. I feel like they would. I feel like silk is like really nice, right?
I don't think I've ever had anything that was silk.
Really? You should
Yeah.
definitely invest
Like,
in some.
when you say silk, my brain doesn't really know what to think of. And so it thinks of this like I think of like a soft material.
Yeah,
right?
It is soft.
But I think of like that material that I'm not sure how to describe it, but like it has like a weird like texture that like my fingers just don't like.
Well, to be fair, you might not like silk. Not everyone does. But I feel like you should definitely try it.
I mean,
All right, let's get into the actual interview instead of talking about underwear and robes and silk and all that fun stuff.
I mean, I think it was an important conversation to have.
I agree as well, because we really discussed you expanding your boundaries of
Yeah.
cloth choice, fabric choice.
Yeah.
And that's important. That's important as a VTuber. Because
Mhm.
if you're not comfortable when you're streaming, I feel like that really offsets the entire vibe of the stream.
It's true.
Right?
It's true. So I usually go for cotton.
That's very valid. That's very valid. And I guess going off of that, when you set up a stream, before you press go live, do you have any pre-stream rituals, like pre-stream, like a checklist that you go through before you stream or before you record a video?
Okay, so I do this thing where I put my hand on my chest, right?
Mhm.
And then I clear my throat.
Important.
And then I'm ready to go.
That's it.
That's pretty much it.
Hey, you know
I
what?
typically I'll go fetch some water, you know?
Mhm. Hey, you know what? I think that's great. Keeping it simple, short, straight to the point.
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to mess up when it's only like one or two steps, right?
Yeah. Except that I always forget all the other stuff. And then like sometimes I'll like start stream and like it's like, oh wow, this is the YouTube like setup from the last stream that was like 2 days ago. So now even though I'm playing something completely different, it says that I'm playing whatever that was. Oops.
Uh-huh.
And then I have to restart my stream.
And maybe with that we should think about expanding that pre-stream list then. Maybe it should be
Good
like
idea.
put hand on chest, clear throat, grab water, check that all the stream information is correct, and then go live.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Sometimes.
one more step. We're going from 2 to 3. Nothing drastic, right? Nothing too crazy.
Yeah.
Next question is a somewhat generic one, a somewhat basic one, but it's always nice to ask people kind of just to see where they're coming from, because every VTuber is so different. But with you, what made you want to become a VTuber? And in conjunction with that, who would you say are your biggest inspirations when it comes to VTubing / content creation?
So this is an interesting question. I don't remember what the fuck I answered last year, and I don't remember if it was honest.
There you go. And honesty is key.
But I can tell you 100% that what inspired me to become a VTuber was I was dragged into it. All right, I didn't have a fucking like. I didn't exactly have a choice. I wasn't a VTuber fan like most. I did voice acting, and a funny Japanese man said, "Hey, I want you to voice act this thing. Do you know what VTubers are?" And I was like, "I think so." And it was like anime people, right? And he was like, "Yeah. Well, it's basically just voice acting, but it's live." And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, he's not wrong. He said it's a voice acting gig. It's just a lot longer than most of them.
Yeah. And then he was like, and I was like, "Okay, well, do I have like a script?" And he was like, "No, just you just go out there and just be yourself." And I was like, "Oh, okay. That's sure. This sounds like a very simple role. Why not?" And then I fucking did it. And here I am, a year and a half later.
Shout out to that funny Japanese man. Thanks to him for giving us you. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just voice acting with extra steps, you know. And then
Yeah.
I had my a different funny Asian man teach me how to do everything. His name is Cliff. He's still my manager to this day. Thank fuck.
Shout out to
Um,
Manager Kun.
mm, but yeah, that's how I got in. That was my inspiration, quote unquote. As far as
Uh-huh.
people that I look up to, so at the time I didn't know any VTubers.
Mm-hmm.
Last time on Rika Radio, so I think what I answered was probably, if I had to take a guess, I probably said Mori,
Mm-hmm.
and I probably said Neanners,
Mm-hmm.
because Neanners was the person that inspired me to do voice acting in the first place.
Hey, that's
And
awesome.
and Mori was one of the people that inspired me to get into rap.
Mm-hmm.
So I probably said those two.
It has
Um,
been a year now. Over a year, I would say. So I'm
it
excited to
has been
see
a
how
year.
that has changed.
Um, hmm, inspirations. I have a hard time like picking out inspirations, like setting on like maybe a few,
Mm-hmm.
because usually I'm inspired by different people for different reasons.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm often inspired to like kind of look at like the bright side rather than the negative side.
Mm-hmm.
By jazz, right? Um, that's just like to give an example, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so like I feel like different people have inspired me to like change the way that I am
Mm-hmm.
throughout the last like year and a half. Someone I'd probably put up there though, as far as like bigger inspirations, I guess, would probably be Pippa, because she kind of shows me like, hey, you can be out there and kind of like be different from like the herd and still
100%.
grow, still be popular, you know? So I was like, alright, cool. Like I can just be myself. I don't have to fucking like feed into this like VTuber
Uh-huh.
niche of like being everyone's cutesy waifu.
100%. I definitely get what you're saying there.
I might have worded that weird,
No,
but you
no,
get
no,
what I'm
no.
saying.
I think it's quite. I think for the most part, people will understand what you're saying, because
Mm,
I feel like with the VTuber community, there definitely is. I feel like a lot of the time, a certain expectation people have when they
yep.
enter into the VTuber community, and I think it's very freeing once you realize that you do not have to follow those guidelines or, you know, those expectations that a lot of people have, and that you can just kind of break away from that and do your own kind of thing. But yeah, so going off of that, kind of, you started off as a corporate VTuber, and you still are one now. And
Yeah, that was a fucking wild trip.
I guess my question would be, what would you say is the biggest difference between the two companies you've worked under and the one that you're currently working under, with one being, I think, Japan based and the other being US based?
Um, hmm. So I guess like expectations and like focus are a little bit different.
Mhm.
Um, Haven X was, don't get me wrong, like it wasn't the worst thing in the world.
Mhm.
It wasn't bad. It was just he had a
Different.
different vision, I feel.
Mhm.
Um, Different kind of way of going about things. And it mainly just comes down to there being different markets, right? Like the Japan VTuber market is very different than the Western VTuber market, and I feel like because it was a Japanese company, they didn't really understand what they were getting into with the Western market.
Mhm.
So there was a lot of like stuff that was like, oh, you have to do this way, this way, this way. Very inspired by idol culture.
Mhm.
Whereas new company I'm in is a bit different. I can't say that like, for example, I have like, oh, like I have more freedom and stuff like that, because I kind of do. But honestly, and to be fair, this is just mostly because I'm too fucking like I'm too difficult to tame. I didn't really feel held down by the Japanese company I was in.
Uh-huh.
Um, they just kind of were like they just kind of dealt with me,
Mhm.
and I do have to give them credit for that.
Mhm.
Because I mean, fucking Lucid CEO can tell you I am a headache to live with. I am
A
a headache
headache
to deal
that
with.
we love. The
Um,
fans.
I'll never forget. The night of my debut,
Mhm.
I did a collab with somebody, and then afterwards, my CEO was like, "Why did you do that?" And I was like, "Because I wanted to play with them." What do you mean? And they're like, "You weren't supposed to do a collab with anybody for like 2 weeks." And I was like, Oh.
You're like, might be,
No one,
coach.
no one told me. Am I in trouble? And he was like, well, I mean, there's nothing we can do now. You already fucking did it. Fuck. It's like,
Hey,
okay.
it's not your fault if no one told you, right?
Yeah. Like, I don't fucking know the fucking, like, corpo culture.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't into fucking VTubers beforehand. I didn't know that it was normal for corpo VTubers to not collab with anyone outside their agency for, like, 2 weeks. I didn't fucking know that.
To be fair,
But,
I did not know that
yeah.
either. But I
Yeah,
also do not know much about corporate VTubing.
mm-hmm.
And so, kind of going off of that, seeing as you
Uh-huh.
are a corporate VTuber, what would you say your favorite thing about Lucid, that your current company, is? / what would you say are some benefits that come from being a corporate VTuber? Especially since Lucid applications are open right now.
That's true. It is true. You can currently audition for Lucid.
There you
Our
go.
auditions are currently open for adoption style, which means you don't lose any of your stuff.
There you go.
But one of the biggest things about Lucid, that is one of the biggest benefits, like just basic level stuff that you're gonna get from any company, is you're gonna get help with stuff. Usually,
Mhm.
usually I say usually because not all of them do that.
Usually.
But usually you do get help with stuff, which is very, very nice. Like I was indie for all of 1 month and I wanted to die because it was so much work and stuff to do. I don't know how the fuck you do it, Rika. I really don't. But having like manager Kun to like take some of the load off and like help me with stuff and give me some guidance is really, really nice. But one of the biggest things that is nice about Lucid specifically, you guys might remember during that 1 month I was indie, I was not Rosa. I was well, the character you see now, Ginny. I came up with her during that time when I was indie, because I didn't have Rosa. A lot of and this kind of ties back to like the Japanese company versus U.S. company thing. But a lot of Japanese companies typically they get to keep the model. They own everything. And so Lucid was kind enough to buy back that model from my old company, so I'm able to be that IP better said. By Rosa back, so I can be Rosa again. But at Lucid, after I think it's what, like 10 months, I want to say. I could be wrong, but it's a very like minor like contractual obligation. You actually get the IP transferred to you.
Wow,
So
there you go. That's huge. That's huge. That's awesome.
I fucking need my mic. Ow. Jesus.
Good job. And then, so you mentioned that 1 month you were indie. During that 1 month, what would you say were the biggest differences you noticed between being a corporate VTuber and an indie VTuber? Because I know probably a lot of the people watching right now, they're probably not too like sure of the differences between the two. What would you say are the biggest differences that you notice yourself?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I was indie for all of a month, which was not a lot of time.
Not a long time. Not a long
most of that time was
period.
Yeah, most of the time was spent me figuring out how I was gonna like allocate like the money I had saved up to have a new character made and designed and stuff. So there wasn't a whole lot of streaming in that time, if any. I don't think I ever got to stream on Jenny's YouTube account. Now I think about it. I made the account and
right.
It exists. It exists somewhere out there. There's a Ginny YouTube account. This isn't the Rosa one. It's a sub account. It's a separate account. It exists out there. If I ever disappear, that's where you can.
If you guys are smart enough, or if you guys are good enough, you'll find it and you'll subscribe to it.
Yep, there's indeed a YouTube Ginny account. It exists. There's no content on it because I never I think I did like Discord streams for a while. And I don't know. It was different. It was like during that time I kind of realized that like there was like, how do I put this? It made me realize the difference between like having like a dedicated community versus like a lot of YouTubers I feel establish very like surface level like communities that are very fickle. You know? And so like the amount of like support I got during that time and like dude, the fucking like Spanish side of my community set up their own little fucking like bunker Discord. I I didn't know about it till after I graduated. They were like, we had a feeling it happened someday.
Oh
So
shit.
we prepared. We
Uh-huh.
got the fucking canned sausages and shit. We're ready.
Uh-huh.
I was just like, what the fuck? And it was like very like nice to see.
Mhm.
Yep, I'm sub. Can confirm. See, como que sí, o sea, yeah, the Spanish side of my community is fucking awesome. And like
Uh-huh.
just like it's like very dedicated people, and it was like it kind of made me feel like I was like doing the right thing by being genuine with my community rather than
Yeah.
going for that more like girlfriend experience, like very
Uh-huh.
kind of like fake-ish.
Yeah.
Like I'm your hi girl. Hi, how's it going? Oh my god.
Yeah. And
Kind
to
of thing.
clarify, me personally, I guess I want to know what your opinions on that type of content is. But me personally, I don't really have any issue with it. I
Oh yeah.
will
Like
never.
if you don't want to do it.
Yeah, I myself will never create that type of content just because honestly, I don't think I'd be very good at it. Um,
Valid.
but yeah, I have no problem with it. I just personally don't enjoy it. Like I'm never really gonna
Yeah.
partake in it, nor will I ever like
I
create
have
that content. But if you're not
I
hurting
have friends
anyone,
that do it.
yeah, like if you're not hurting anyone, you do you. You know.
Yeah, exactly. I have friends that do it, you know.
Yeah.
If you have the like maturity to set boundaries with your community and it's not gonna cause any issues, and by all
100%.
fucking means, you're all fucking adults, have fun with whatever you want to do, have fun with your role play.
Yeah.
Right? People do it all the time,
Exactly.
it's no big deal. It's totally fine. It's just very much not me.
Yeah.
And
No.
I feel like if you don't do it a certain way, it like and like I feel like most people that do it, you'll find that their communities are quite fickle.
Yeah. I have to agree with that. Also, I will be honest, if I ever saw that type of content come from you, I not only would be horrified, but I would be very, very, very worried. I would be like, someone must be holding her hostage.
Yeah, there's probably something wrong with me.
Like, blink thrice if you need help.
Yeah, it's very much just not me. I'm not
Yeah.
a super loving person.
Yeah.
Well,
you are in your own way.
not in the open.
Yeah, you are in your own way, and kind of piggybacking off of that. What would you say? How would you describe your content to someone who has never seen any of it before?
One of my current favorite words, that I keep hearing a lot, and I'm not gonna tell you where, is the word chaotic.
Yeah. What do you mean you won't
And
tell me where?
and yeah.
I would have to agree.
I say I'm pretty chaotic. I'm pretty gremlin.
Mm-hmm. No objections here.
I don't know. I often have people describe my streams as feeling like kind of like hanging out with your friends, right? Like like hanging out like your friend's house, sitting on the couch, like watching them play a video game while you chat. That's kind of the vibe I go for.
100%.
So as long as I'm nailing that, then I'm happy. I'm content.
Yeah, I would say I agree. And kind of going off of that, what are your favorite games to stream / play on stream? Because I know you know how there are some games where it's just like more enjoyable if you can just play it by yourself. Like you don't really have to worry about anything.
That's true.
And then there's some games that are great to play on stream because it provides you the opportunity to not only interact with chat, but you're also, you know, engaging them with said game.
I have a hard time making a distinction because typically the way I see it's like if I'm having fun, it's a game that I feel like comfortable with. Then I'll feel comfortable like reading chat while I play it. For example, like recently we played a Metroidvania. That was really fun, and I kind of felt like I got like my my groove back. But
That's
as far as games that I personally really enjoy, have you heard of the best Souls game, Dark Souls 2?
I thought that was the one people didn't like.
No. It's the best one.
Wait, which is the one that people don't like then?
It's it's one of them. Probably Sekiro. Don't worry about it. But two is the best one, mechanically, objectively, and I'm completely correct. And
you're never wrong.
I love playing it all the time.
Uh-huh.
Dark Souls 2 is the good one. Thank you, Koro. See, Koro knows what's up. Mm-hmm.
I think the reason I kind of made the distinction is because for me personally, like when I play League, it can get a little hard to read chat since I'm like so focused on the game, you know?
Yeah.
Or like Valorant, or games like that where it requires a lot of your attention if you don't want to like fucking sprint it down.
That's how I
versus
feel about
say
some
like
games.
Stardew Valley, that game I love it, have a ton of hours on it, but that game it's a lot easier to read chat because I don't have to be like, oh my god, if I don't plant these parsnips in the next 2 seconds, I'm gonna get my ass reamed,
Yeah. That's how I feel about a lot of like multiplayer story games.
Mm-hmm.
I have a really hard, like I like those games. I like playing them. But I have a really, really hard time keeping up with chat and with like my co-op partner while also paying attention to the story. And so I oftentimes lose track of the story, and then it just kind of becomes like me running around like shitting on stuff.
Well, I definitely remember that when we played Elden Ring together. I can speak from personal experience that is true.
Yeah. Elden Ring's a very good example.
I feel like the best way to describe you in Elden Ring would be like an ADHD dog that's like drank 2 energy drinks.
You could have just said Loot Gremlin, but okay.
Well, I wanted to make it more realistic for the people listening. So they can like really imagine it. Like imagine like a dog that you fed like 2 monsters, and then it also has ADHD, and then you just like release it.
And it's also like a kleptomaniac.
Yeah, and then you just kind of like release it into the wild. That was Roza during Elden Ring. And I just remember at the end, because I had silly me. Honestly, it was my fault. Silly me decided that I wasn't going to end stream until I was able to beat the entire game. Well, the main story. And I remember at the end, after we we were like fighting the main boss or something, we were on our way to like the very last boss, and I just remember you getting like sidetracked so often. And like at that point I had been live for more than like I think like 40 hours or something like that, like 50 hours. And I was just so like, it felt like I had to like, I wanted to buy a leash, like one of those child leashes.
I wouldn't complain. Chat, you can always suggest a child leash
or
just a regular leash on Rika's throne. Exclamation throne.
Be sure to have it be a red and black one, just so we stay on theme.
You can buy Rika the leash, and you can buy me the collar.
Oh my god. That I would say is probably one of my favorite memories from stream. And I'm sure you have a ton. So I guess this next question is, what are some of your favorite memories from your streams?
Well, getting yelled at during the Elden Ring thing was fun.
Apparently, sorry to interrupt you, but apparently there's a clip of you saying that you cheated on me with other hedgehogs.
Huh? What?
Yeah, it's on my Twitch.
What?
I'll find it and I'll send it to you.
I don't remember that.
That caused me to roll off of a cliff.
I don't remember this.
Well, I do, or at least the clip does.
I need video proof.
I
have no such clip. Slander. Thank you, Kuro. My lawyer says otherwise.
Back to the main question. What are some of your favorite memories from streams?
Off the top of my head, I can think of when we fucking played Saints Row. There was like when I played Saints Row with Jazz, that game was fucking dog shit. But it was my favorite game of last year.
There's a clip of you flying off of a car and dying. I included it in the trailer because it made me laugh quite a bit.
Yeah, that was fucking great. There was so many fucking good moments that came out of that, and it was like the game's goofiness lent itself so well to like a really, really good like setup punchline kind of like buddy cop comedy vibe that just made it really, really fun to play and like stream. Aside from that, this is gonna sound fucking weird, but when I was doing puzzles like early in the morning during my fucking donathon, last year. That was one of the most fucking like therapeutic experiences I've ever fucking had, and I kind of want to do it again. I kind of just want to sit down and just fucking do puzzles for a day, you know?
I'm bad at puzzles, but that sounds super fun. Are you good at puzzles?
Yeah. Well, they were just like jigsaw puzzles, so I'm just kind of like slapping pieces down, you know?
Wait,
it
like
wasn't
online jigsaw puzzles or like physical ones?
It's an online jigsaw puzzle.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, I was just like jamming out the music and just doing jigsaw puzzles, and it was very very nice. And like
That sounds
just kind of
nice.
relaxing, placing down tiles, like talk to chat. Like it was such a nice vibe. I kind of want to do that again.
You should. That sounds super fun. And I feel like that
Yeah.
goes along with what you were, with how you were describing your streams, where it's, you know, you're just sitting down chilling with a friend.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I tend to kind of like lean towards like wanting to play like fantasy games because I just like fantasy concepts a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I also like the adrenaline and then the blood and gore that is on screen. But sometimes I just want to relax and play a puzzle, you know.
100%.
But I'm trying to think what else is like a good moment I can think of. Oh, fucking any stream that I've done with Oka has been incredibly fucking cursed. It's the only time I've ever had to delete a stream was when I did a stream with Oka.
And if you were so kind, would you like to tell us what that stream entailed that made you delete it?
We were reading a short novel
Love that.
called Gay Breeding the Alpha Male.
Love that.
In which I voiced an alpha male character, and she voiced my beta male boyfriend. And we went to a party, and I was fed like a weird weed potion with alcohol by a
horny
vixen
weed
lady.
Goat. Or horny goat weed.
A Wiccan lady, whatever. Which made me grow a nussy. It caused a womb to form in my asshole, which and also turned me into a woman. I think I don't remember fully, but Oka's beta male character bred my Ossie and impregnated me with a fucking tapeworm that made me instantly 9 months pregnant.
Rascal, my editor, if you're watching this, we may have to bleep out some of the stuff if we're gonna upload this to YouTube. Just fair warning. Thank you for letting us know.
It was a pretty good stream.
Love that. It sounds incredible. My editor's gonna have some fun work to do. And okay, so since you have experience voicing that type of stuff, if I were to write a fanfic, would you be willing to voice one of the characters in it?
Yeah, absolutely. I was planning on reading your fanfic when I did a fanfic reading stream with Mocha.
I know, but you know...
You didn't send it!
Well, that's because I didn't write it.
Let me know when you write it.
Honestly,
I will go back
your
and
first
read it.
mistake was expecting that I would have it done on time. Or done at all.
That's true.
Really.
That's true.
Like, you know. We've met each other. We know each other.
And according to my fucking to my sub anniversary, it's been about 15 months. 14-15 months.
Since we've met?
Somewhere in that ballpark, yeah.
Oh my god. It has. Oh my god. That's kind of crazy, no?
Yeah. It's been a long time.
And you know, this is purely to toot my own horn, but what are some of your favorite memories with me?
Oh boy. The time that we played Sniper Elite was really fun. I also very, very fondly remember like times that I've talked to you off stream. Those are probably some of my favorite times because we'll just kind of like talk for hours.
Oh, stop. I apologize for interrupting. I just read a message from chat, and I feel like we should explore this further. Rika, I wanted to know, what do you think about Rosa finding you hotter as a clown? Also, there's a clip of it. Don't deny it, Rosa.
I demand proof.
Would you care to explain?
I literally don't know what he's talking about.
I've
Oh no!
There is a clip. Chat, you can listen to the audio.
Event, right? And I put us all in costumes, and he did the same costumes that I designed for all of us.
Yeah, so the chibis all got full-size versions. And that's sick.
Yeah.
That's
mine.
awesome.
Mine got an extra costume.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Rika,
Oh yeah,
Rika
little
was
cheerleader outfit.
he made the executive decision to make Rika into a clown, which I completely agree
I
with.
approve. She's 10 times hotter now.
What the?
The clussies.
According to your exact words, you said she is 10 times hotter now. Let's explore. Let's talk about it. I'm
feel as though I've been
listening.
trapped. Okay. At the time, I unfortunately was quite sick. I had contracted a disease. With symptoms known as clussy fever. And what I said was the result of that symptom, which is no longer the case.
It's okay if you like clowns. This is a safe space. We will judge you for it, but you can admit it.
Okay, so like some days like your significant other dresses up all nice, and you're like, God damn. I'm just saying, maybe like if you came home in a clown outfit one day, I wouldn't be mad.
Is the wig like an integral part of the outfit?
No, not the wig. You can just dye your hair. That's better.
Me, never having dyed my hair, but the only time I will do it is so I can dress up as a clown.
Well,
Interesting.
Maybe not dye, because like dyeing your hair like damages your hair. Like fucking what's that shit called? The fucking like hair paint, like
Oh
hair,
yeah.
stuff.
Hair
it's like
paint is a
temporary,
thing.
you know? Yeah, like you know, it doesn't gotta be anything permanent.
Yeah. I'll keep that in mind. I personally will.
Like Harley one, that'd be hot.
Oh, what did you say?
You get that like a Harley Quinn look going,
Oh, to be fair, Harley Quinn is hot. So,
right?
will you be the poison ivy to my Harley Quinn?
Gladly.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Sorry. Okay. You're getting me off track. It's all your
I've
fault.
spun it around in my favor.
All according to my plan.
I've spun the bat around. Now it is good. Thank you, Vulture. Fool.
True. And I guess someone let's steer things back just a little. And so earlier you mentioned something about how Mori got you into rap, and I know you've released a cover before. And I guess
Have I released a cover?
I'm pretty sure you did, or at least not a cover, an original song.
Yep.
Yeah, you released an original song. And I guess with that being said, how would you say music affects your content, and how big of a part would you say music is when it comes to your career as a content creator?
It's very fucking minor.
Do you want it to be a bigger part, or are you okay with it kind of just sitting on the side?
I do want to get better at it. I want to get more comfortable with it. I want to get back into it in a way that I haven't been for a while. When I joined Haven X, a lot of that song, the song that I put out, was actually work in progress for a completely different character. The character I used for voice acting.
Oh wow!
Because I wanted to get into music, and then I kind of I changed up a bunch of the lyrics and then like recentered the song around Rosa. And like at that time I was like, okay, like I'm gonna put this out, and then now that this is out, I've set the bar for myself on what I consider like to me like the low end of the bar. Now I just gotta raise it from here.
Mm-hmm.
right? Because if I hadn't put that out, I would have never put anything out. And so, I put that out, and the intention was that from here on I'll get better, and then I'll make some new stuff. And I've written a lot of stuff, but I've not finished anything. I've also not recorded anything over the last like year and a half. And I want to get back into doing that because I've kind of been like neglecting it, and I feel like I've been getting worse at my writing. So yeah, it's currently not a huge part of my content, but it's something I want to get better at.
Yeah, 100%. I definitely understand kind of having a certain standard you set yourself to and not really wanting to release anything that isn't up to par.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I mean, hey, your original song is a banger. At everyone in chat, if you haven't listened to it, I definitely suggest you go listen to it.
Please don't. It sucks.
I suggest you should. Don't listen to her.
It's quite terrible.
I think it's
the
great.
The tempo changes multiple times within the song.
It's a journey. It's a journey.
The person that did the music for it is a fucking angel.
And we love angels. Right?
God bless that man for dealing with me. Poor guy.
Hey, you know, sometimes it be like that. But it's always an opportunity for growth. Right?
It's true.
You gotta start somewhere.
I can actually sound tempo now.
Woo!
I learned about the importance of staying on tempo.
That is important, and I don't think, like, did you play any instruments growing up?
Kind of. I picked up like piano. I picked up the drums. Picked up a guitar for a little bit, and then the bass. But I never like actually like got good at any of them. I'm very much the kind of person where like I'll pick something up, I'm like, oh, I'm pretty decent at this, and then I won't immediately get a lot better. And because obviously like that stuff like takes time and effort.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
same thing with like art. Like I used to draw as well. And I get like frustrated if I don't see like if I don't see myself getting better. Like in
You would
real
hate
time.
the violin.
Yeah. Violin's one of the things that I tried picking up as a kid. Like in like elementary school, I remember I was like, oh, I'm gonna learn how to play the violin, and then I did violin for like I think 2 months, and I didn't get any good at it, so I dropped it.
That I can't blame you. I can't. The violin learning curve is it's a fun one. But hey, the fact that you tried it accounts for something, because I feel like a lot of the times people are so scared to even like try that it kind of holds them back from experiencing new things, you know?
Yeah.
And then, so you've been streaming for approximately how long would you say now?
About a year and almost a half.
Okay, so almost a year and a half, which is a decent amount of time, I would say, you know? It's
Actually,
enough
about a year
time.
and a quarter. Exactly.
Yeah. It's enough time to kind of learn what you're doing, to kind of go through the pitfalls of like just starting out and whatnot. And so this is a question I ask to a lot of people, but I think it's just because everyone has a different experience. Everyone goes through different like situations and whatnot. But if you were to give some advice to new VTubers or people who are thinking about getting into VTubing, people who just started, what is some advice you would give them?
Set up your OBS settings to try to minimize delay. Like, make sure you optimize those. Look up a guide if you have to. That is one of, like, the biggest things, because it'll allow you to interact with your chat on as close to real time as possible. And it makes a huge, huge difference.
100%.
Aside from that, don't worry if you don't have the best visuals. I see a lot of people, like, buying, like, crazy expensive equipment and, like, the really, really nice models and, like, paying for all this stuff, like, before they've even started. And it's, like, it's not gonna... It might give you a bump, maybe, depending on who you hire and how popular they are and if they're willing to, like, help you grow and stuff like that and, like, advertise you. But that's about it. You're gonna get a bump. a lot of the like popular VTubers that you see are not popular because they have the fancy models. They're popular because they have, they have a good personality and like they know what they're doing. They're streaming.
That is
They like
very true.
work on your personality, work on your stream character, work on
Work on
like
your
how you act
personality.
on stream. No, that's like a really genuine
No,
thing.
I agree actually.
Like some of y'all just need to fucking work on your general fucking social skills. And believe me, it's something you can work on. A lot of people are surprised when I tell them that I'm an introvert.
Mhm.
Cause like you wouldn't think so, right? Like I'm fairly loud, I'm fairly outgoing, I'm very brash, I'm very direct.
Mhm.
But dude, I get fucking nervous as shit. I was talking to Nay and Viv before this, and like cause I recently joined them for VR chat, and I'd never like
Mhm.
played VR chat with people, and I went to like a party with them, and we just kind of hung out, and apparently like their friends were like, oh, like that Rosa person's really chill, and I'm just like, oh, that's nice. I was nervous out of my fucking mind because I just don't know how to deal with people and like large groups and stuff like that. But trust me, you can get better at it. It's a skill you learn.
That is very true.
Social interaction is absolutely a skill. Work
Yeah.
on it. Especially if you're gonna be doing streaming. If you're gonna be doing something social in public.
I definitely agree, and kind of to piggyback off of what you were just saying in regards to like models, people spending a lot on visuals. Me personally, and I would not say I am extremely popular because I am not, but I spent less than $200 on my model, and it's
Holy
a
shit!
yeah, and so but because like I didn't really have a lot of money when I was starting out. I'm not gonna lie. Not
That's
gonna
a
lie
really
to you
damn good
guys.
model for that price. That's a really damn good model.
Right. Shout out to the guy who made my model. Super chill dude. Much love to him. But yeah, I didn't really spend much on my model, and like coming into it, I didn't really know a ton about streaming. I feel like some of my first streams were they were something. But again, you can always work on it, you can always grow from it. And so I definitely agree when you say work on your social interaction and kind of I kind of take an approach of like, if you want to improve at video games and stuff like that, for the most part you're going to want to watch someone who's better at the video game than you. Like with like Valorant, you want to watch the pros to kind of see what they're doing and try and mimic that. And I think that same kind of concept applies to streaming as well. Like if you don't really know what you're doing wrong or you don't really know what to do, I definitely suggest watching other VTubers, other streamers, see what they're doing in their streams. And that's not to say like copy exactly what they're doing, but like you definitely want to take what you think they're doing well and kind of try and apply that to your own stream, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Like something I really like often think about. It's like I see a lot of like VTubers struggle with like, cause like every now and then you get one of those fucking goblins in chat. They're being fucking like obnoxious, and like I see VTubers like freak out about like like, oh man, this person like ruined my day and stuff like that. It's like, don't let it get to you, right? Like not everyone deals with things the same way.
Yeah.
But like there's definitely something to learn by watching someone that does know how to deal with it and be like, okay, like if I just do that, everything will be fine. Right?
Yeah.
And it's not necessarily just copying, it's just kind of learning strategies on how to interact with people. Because again, it is a skill, right? It is a skill,
100%.
there's tools, there's methods to things that you think are just very simple. Like, some people get better than others because people are just naturally better at, like, social nuances. But, it is something you can learn. It is a learnable skill.
100%. And I know I've seen this on Twitter a lot, where VTubers will be like, oh, I'm so introverted. It's like so hard for me to make friends. Like I don't know what to do. Like I'll never make it and stuff like that. And that's definitely not true. First of all, look at Rosa, look at Ginny. She's an introvert.
I don't know how to make friends.
You make plenty of friends. Like Rosa's an introvert, and me personally, I'm an extrovert. I don't know if that was obvious or not, but a lot of the times it's kind of just, again, like what Jenny is saying, it's a learned skill, and obviously it's easier said than done, but a lot of the time it's as simple as sending someone a DM, it's literally
You'd be surprised.
You'd be surprised at how open people are to wanting to get to know other people. Like I think the way I became friends with Rosa and like the girls from Haven X was sending a DM or like commenting on a tweet in like all caps because that's what I usually do. But you know, it's really not as daunting as some people would make it seem. And even if it seems that way, you know, it just seems that way, and it isn't actually that way.
Sometimes, something I think about a lot when I interact with like other VTubers, I'm like, this person is probably just as awkward as I am. Fuck it. Just
You
hit
make a
send.
good point. You make a good point. I would say
Yeah.
that's quite real. Quite
And then
true.
sometimes it's Rika, and then I'm like super flustered because I'm like, she's not awkward. It's just me.
That's not true. Sometimes I feel awkward. Yeah. It's not often. But like sometimes I can definitely feel awkward when I'm like talking to someone and I don't really know what we have in common, you know?
That's true.
And it's like I'm trying to find that common ground, but like the person isn't really making it easy for me, so I'm like, so we're just talking. I'm like, what are we doing?
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that a lot sometimes.
Yeah.
That's one of those things like I hate awkward situations, which is why like I've like taught myself to like navigate them. I instinctively I'm like, okay, yeah, that's really cool. Anyway, check this out. And I'll just like change topic. Like I feel like I've gotten really good at like navigating that sort of situation.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's a fucking learnable skill.
Very true. Very true. And you know, if you think about it, guys, the more often you do it, the less jarring it's gonna be.
Yep.
And like the more natural it's gonna become.
Yep.
All right. I
It's
mean, I
very,
feel like
very
that's
true.
pretty dang good advice. Yeah.
Hmm.
And with that, I feel like it is safe for me to move on to our next little segment, which is gonna be some truth or drink questions. Where
Let me get alcohol.
Yeah. You go grab that while I explain the rules to everyone. Which, if you don't know, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory in the name, but we are gonna ask Rosa some questions, and she can either tell us the truth, answer
Jin.
honestly, or take a drink of her alcohol. I feel like for the most part you're gonna answer everything, but you might just do truth and drink, knowing you. So.
What? No, I would never.
Right.
I haven't had alcohol in a minute. Last time I had alcohol, I had one fucking beer. And it fucking,
Oh.
it fucked me up.
Oh, well, beer is nasty, so I don't
Yeah.
blame
I
you.
had a fucking Corona. And I
Oh.
don't like Corona.
Did you put the lime and
yeah, I
salt
had
in it?
No, I
Well, you
just
see,
drank a
that's why
fucking
you didn't
Corona.
like it.
But I
Raw
had
Corona
one
is
beer
nasty.
over the course of... That's true. I had one beer over the course of 2 hours, and I got, like, really fucking tipsy off it, which is really weird.
Oh,
I found
I
out
think it might
why.
be the beer. Or wait, why?
No. So, because at first I was like, that's fucking weird, because, I've had, like, an entire bottle of vodka in less time than that, and been okay. Right? So I was like, that's really fucking weird that one beer fucked me up like that. Recently I went to the doctor, and turns out that, my hemoglobin, the hemoglobins that are in my blood are too thick, and because of that, my liver is struggling. So I've been avoiding red meat for a little bit. So I should be fine.
Maybe you should avoid alcohol.
I'll be fine. I has gin.
Okay.
Ask away. I'll just try to answer most of them.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we just answer all of them. The first question I would say is pretty easy, pretty straight to the point. Who is the last person you searched or stalked on Twitter?
Last person I searched or stalked on Twitter. Me pulling up my Twitter to check my search history.
Feel free.
Oh. I'm gonna choose to drink.
Okay.
I'm gonna choose to drink on this one. Cause I don't, so, it's someone that I'm thinking about doing a collab with.
Oh,
But I'm
you don't
trying
wanna
to, like,
spoil.
figure out... Well, not exactly I don't want to spoil it, so I don't know if I'm going to. Because it's someone that I don't think likes me. But I also want to invite them to a collab, and then kind of just see what happens. Because I think it'll be funny, and I don't think they're gonna say yes, but if they say yes, I'm afraid I might end up bullying them, and so I don't want to, like, fucking, like, clue you guys in on who it is just yet, so I'm just gonna fucking drink.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay.
I love Jin. so
Next
much.
question. Name someone in the VTuber community you would swap models with if you could.
I would swap models with.
Yeah.
Hmm. Whose model would I love to shapeshift into? I recently
true.
swapped models with Boomy
Mhm.
for the April Fool's thing,
Oh yeah, I remember that.
and Boomy's model is fucking awesome,
Mhm.
and I mean like just fucking amazing.
So maybe Boomy?
Maybe I might yeah I think my choice answer might be I will hijack Boomy's model
Okay.
once again and become the boomer.
A solid choice, I would say. Next
Boomy's
question.
model is so fucking nice.
Fuck, marry, kill. Lady
boy.
Maria of the Astral Clock Tower.
Okay.
Serana from Skyrim.
Okay.
Sif from God of War.
Okay. I have my answer for this.
Okay.
I would marry Sif
Mhm.
because, well, you know,
I
know?
don't know, but uh-huh.
mommy,
Uh-huh. Understood.
goddess mommy.
Okay.
I would fuck Serana
Uh-huh.
because let's be real. Out of those three, the one that you actually love is usually the one you fuck. The one you marry is just for like status purposes, right? Like obviously you're gonna marry the fucking goddess, right? Duh.
True.
And then I would kill Lady Maria because fighting her is one of my like all-time favorite kings.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Nothing like makes me happier than fighting Lady Maria in Bloodborne.
Oh, well, that's cute. Yeah.
Mhm.
You don't love fighting them, do you love them at all?
Fighting
Next
Lady Maria?
question.
I think fighting Lady Maria would be more enjoyable than sex with Serana.
Wow. 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 Bold. Bold statement.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Everyone in chat, you can like kind of keep note of that, I guess. Next question. What is the most embarrassing thing you've ever done on stream?
The most embarrassing thing I've ever done on stream.
Yes.
Man. I don't know. I'm trying to think back.
If you can't answer, you have to drink.
Most embarrassing thing I've done on stream. I don't know, man. I'm just too cool. I'm gonna drink.
You're so lame.
I can't think of anything. Well, look.
You
look.
could have saved it. You could have just said, I'm gonna drink, but you had to say, I'm so cool.
Yeah, dude, I'm just too cool. I'm sorry, man. I watched back my debut and I was like, yeah, she fucking nailed that. Look at that shit.
Honestly, I feel like
Zero.
everyone should aspire to have the amount of self-confidence that Rosa does. I think it would do us all good.
There was zero cringe during my debut. All right, I fucking nailed that shit so hard I did it for an extra hour.
Honestly, slay.
Oh, I'm gonna now drink.
This next question is one of my personal favorites because I think it's pretty funny. Well, kind of funny, but what is one thing you would do? Oi. What is one thing you would do if there were no consequences or rules in life?
I've said it on Twitter, but I don't know if it's safe to say on stream.
You
I
can
suppose if I've
paraphrase.
said it on Twitter, I've already said it. Kara knows this is where this is going. I would murder a lot of people.
You know what's kind of crazy? For legal purposes, this is an entire like joke. I'm totally kidding. I would actually never do this. Kidding. Joke. Allegedly, possibly, allegedly. I would too, just to see what it's like.
For me, it wouldn't be to see what it's like. It would just be to fix some stuff, you know?
Huh? Huh. Yeah. Could you imagine if the purge was real?
Yeah. Look, man, look, I've said it before. In a perfect society, murder is legal. All day, every day, year round.
Honestly,
If my
agree.
theory that the majority of people are good people, by the end of it, you would end up with a society of just good people, and not just any good people. You'd end up with a society of good people who are armed and skilled and willing to kill to maintain their peaceful society.
Honestly, I had to kind of agree with that because, like, I forgot the guy's name, but it's a story of how a guy on live TV shot his son's assaulter. And what had happened was his son was, like, really young, and his son's karate teacher was, like, kidnapped his son, took him across the country, sexually assaulted him, and then, like, brought his son back home. And once the dad found out, like, obviously the karate teacher was arrested and, like, held in jail and whatever. And then one day they were transporting him through the airport, and the dad knew about it. And so he, like, he, like, pretended to be talking on, like, a payphone. And as the police took the assaulter, like, past him, he literally turns around, point blank, shoots the guy in the head on live TV.
Good.
And I have to say, I have so much respect for that dad.
Absolutely.
It's like, yeah. So I have to agree with that. I would also, if there were, like, no consequences, and as a TOS thing, this is a joke, kidding, allegedly joking, I would too.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that is, like, I think that's just fucking correct, you know?
I agree. Because there's so many things that happen, and it's, for the most part, I would say our justice system.
Our legal system is garbage. It is fucking garbage.
Okay, well, I want to be a little bit nicer about it. It is very flawed.
It is horribly flawed.
It is quite flawed. There are most definitely things that could be improved upon. But yeah, I think a lot of the times it does not deliver the justice that many of us believe is right.
I agree. I think the existence of bail is
So dumb.
in and of itself fucking stupid.
Yes, it's quite
Like
Not my
it is the
favorite.
biggest slap in the face to the concept of justice.
Mm-hmm. And don't get me wrong, I definitely agree with everyone is due to a fair trial. That part I agree with, you know. It's just, I feel like with our justice system, a lot of the time,
It's not a fair trial.
it's not a fair trial, so.
It is as simple as, do you have money?
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's
Then
quite
we'll
like,
figure it out.
what was the point? Yeah, you know, it's like, what was the point? Did it even really
about
matter?
It's about business.
Yeah. Yeah. On to a lighter topic. Well, somewhat lighter topic. What would you say is your least favorite thing about the VTuber community?
I think my least favorite thing is the fact that it considers itself a community rather than a genre. Not even a genre, just a medium, an art medium.
Would you like to expand on that?
So, the VTuber community is, like, one of the weirdest things to be a part of. The VTuber quote-unquote community.
Yeah.
Because there is no VTuber community. VTubing is a genre. It is not even a genre. It's a medium. It's a style, right? It's like saying, like, oh, the face camera community. Could you fucking imagine that? Right? Doesn't make fucking sense. So you have people from different parts of the internet trying to basically exist within the same social circle. And because of that, that's why you see so much fucking drama coming out of this fucking little community. Because it's not a fucking community. You don't gotta be fucking friends with every fucking VTuber, alright? And also, like, when I see people like, oh, this person doesn't belong in our quote-unquote community. Who the fuck are you to fucking tell me who the fuck belongs and doesn't fucking belong? Who the fuck isn't allowed to fucking have a VTuber model on screen? That's fucking stupid. It's fucking stupid. That is my biggest problem with the VTuber quote-unquote community, the VTuber sphere,
Mhm.
is that it tries to fucking stick together when it's literally like it's water and fucking oil. Like,
Yeah. And
you
to
don't
kind
gotta
of,
fucking be friends.
and as I usually do, to kind of look at it on a brighter scale, or like on the brighter side of things, I get why people want to call it like the VTuber community, or they want to call it a community. It's because like I feel like a lot of the time people just kind of want to feel a sense of belonging.
Yeah.
And when they join, they're like, there's so many other people who like the same thing I do, like VTubing, say, and they're like, it's like-minded people, maybe I'll be accepted here, maybe I'll, fit in here. But it's the thing is, like you were saying, it's such a
It's not like-minded
it's
people.
too big, and like that's what she said. But you know what I'm saying? It's I feel like it's too
VTubing
big of a
was
genre.
niche thing, yeah. When
It's-
VTubing was like a niche thing in Japan, yes, it was a
that was a
VTubing
community, because there was like
The
like
second
5
that-
VTubers to watch, and everyone was like, okay, we're all watching the same people.
Yeah. The second that the floodgates opened and everything kind of moved over to like the US, and there was like a Western market, and there's different types of people that are into it.
Gosh,
And
darn
everybody
Westerners.
has access to it, everyone's doing it,
Mm-hmm.
It is now an art medium. It's no different than, again, like I mentioned before, like the face camera community, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can't fucking put 2 face cameras in a room and be like, do you know each other? Are you friends?
You guys are best friends, right?
Oh, what's that? You're like a political streamer and this guy like reviews like toys?
They must be
Fucking like
best friends.
clearly they're part of the same community. And so again, it's very fucking stupid. And I see people constantly being like, oh, like this is not allowed in my community. It's like, it's not your community. You don't fucking own VTubing. You're not part of I'm part of the Ginny community. I am the leader of the Ginny community.
Actually,
I do not have a
I'm
say
the leader
over
of the
what-
Ginny community, so I don't know
Okay,
who
fine,
you
can have it.
are.
You can
but-
have it. It's yours.
I don't know who
I
you
won't
think
complain.
you are, but
I won't complain. But yeah, like that's what I'm fucking saying. It's like you can't
yeah.
like it just doesn't make any fucking sense.
And I think with that, it's I think I have noticed quite a bit in this genre is people feel a lot more comfortable acting a certain type of way when they're a VTuber versus, say,
Oh yeah.
a flesh tuber, like a cam tuber. And
I've said this before, but you're getting the most genuine personality out of some VTubers than you are like a more genuine personality out of some VTubers than you are out of some face cameras, because there is no like, yes, they know who I am and where I live and what I look
Yeah.
like and my identity.
But
that
on the
doesn't
flip
fucking
side,
exist.
yeah, on the flip side, it's like, because like some people when they become a VTuber, they think, well, no one knows what I look like, no one knows who I am. I can act super out of pocket, and like there's
Yeah.
not really any crazy consequences that I'm gonna face. And I obviously I love being a VTuber, but I feel like some of the most high school behavior I have seen
Oh yeah.
comes
Absolutely.
from this so-and-so community.
A lot of
And it's-
extremely immature people.
Yeah, and I think like, I mean, maybe a part of it is because like, they're streaming behind an avatar. It's not like you know, and I mean this has been, I feel like, a problem when it comes to the internet in general. People feel a lot more confident behind a screen. They feel a lot more a lot more confident behind a screen.
Is, Mike Tyson has a very like famous quote where he basically says some lines of like, a lot of people on the internet,
Yeah, because they're not
Um,
gonna get beat.
yeah, exactly, like feel really comfortable saying like whatever the fuck they want because they're not gonna get punched in the face.
Yeah, and I have to agree with that. I must say that is quite correct. As sad as it is to think about.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I guess kind of going off of that, if you could change one thing about this genre, is there anything that comes to your mind?
I would absolutely just fucking execute the like VTuber tag is what I would do, so that everyone is forced to interact with people that are actually part of their community. The fucking like the Valo VTubers can go play Valo with other Valo streamers, and the fucking like Dark Souls VTubers can go play fucking Dark Souls with other Dark Souls streamers. Not necessarily just fucking VTubers. How often do you fucking see VTubers interacting with Flesh tubers?
Ginny, I don't
What?
I don't like real life people. I can only collab with other anime girls and boys. Real people don't exist.
What?
Yeah. You show me a flesh tuber, that's fake. AI. You
Those
expect me to
fucking AI
talk to
3D
a
models.
flesh tuber? They are beneath
You know what?
me.
You're
I'm
you're
kidding,
right,
by the
you're
way.
right. You're right.
Right, someone's
know.
gonna clip that and be like, look at that, Rika's a fucking dick. She hates people.
Jazz doesn't exist. Well, okay, hold on. Jazz is a really good example of someone who does both.
I only acknowledge
Weirdly enough-
the VTuber.
Weirdly enough, despite the fact that Jazz does both, this is a perfect example of what I'm saying. Because Jazz falls into the VTuber quote-unquote community under the VTuber tag,
Mm-hmm.
most of his friends are VTubers.
2.5D. That's funny. Jazz is
no.
2.5D.
But yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like the second that you add like VTuber to like your fucking like your stuff,
Uh-huh.
it's like the fucking algorithm shoves you into this box.
Uh-huh.
And like you don't really interact with people outside the like VTubing sphere very much.
Yeah, that's definitely true. And for me, at this point, I try not to interact with anyone. I'm kidding. I don't want to talk to anybody. Real or not, I'm kidding. Just kidding, just joshing. But yeah, I definitely get what you're saying there. It feels like a lot of VTubers think, and I feel like I've kind of, I have definitely succumbed to this, or like been a
Oh yeah, absolutely.
proponent of
I've
this in the
tried.
past.
I've tried really fucking hard to interact with like face cameras and like
Mhm.
become friends with face cameras, and it's really fucking difficult because I'm constantly having VTubers spit in my face.
Yeah.
So like all I'm seeing is VTuber content constantly, and all the people that I'm meeting are VTubers.
Yeah.
And so I'm not really interacting like with face cameras on Twitter, and it's just again like the algorithm kind of shoves you in this box.
Yeah.
And so you
100%.
end up with that being everything you see because the VTubers that you interact with are also only interacting with VTubers. So when you interact with a VTuber, you kind of set yourself as president of, oh, you like this person, and so you probably like
Yeah.
the content that they like. And they also just like VTubers.
Yeah.
And so you end up with just fucking VTubers on your feed constantly, and that's all you get.
Yeah. And it's really nice, for me anyways, it's really nice that I am like a fan of a lot of like just like regular, not regular, face cameras, I guess you could say. So it's nice to
Yeah.
have a mixture of that content on my Twitter timeline. But honestly, Twitter is a cesspool, and I wish that we did not have to use it. I genuinely hate it 95% of the time. You know what? I think that is something I would want to change about like streaming in general, content creation. I wish Twitter was not so vital.
That's the thing. Like, Twitter is not. The only real purpose of it is for making connections.
Yeah, it's literally just LinkedIn for
That's-
fucking VTubers.
That's literally what it is. It's just for making connections. Like, you do not need to post content on Twitter.
No,
Growing your Twitter does not matter aside from netting you better connections.
that is true.
Maybe.
And I agree with what Kuro is saying. Twitter is both a blessing and a curse. Because through Twitter, I got to meet people like you and a bunch of other people, like in chat and stuff like that. But it's a curse because half of the stuff I read on Twitter makes me feel like I'm losing 90% of my brain cells, and I don't have a ton to begin with. So
People on Twitter are fucking stupid. They very much just kind of type and they don't think about what they type.
The thing with Twitter is that it creates such. It is so easy to create like a vacuum, like a bubble on Twitter, where everything you see is it just kind of reinforces your beliefs, and so you get so used to that the moment you get any pushback from someone, the moment you experience any differing opinion, you begin to think like they're so wrong. Like everyone I've talked to, everyone I like, everything I've read has agreed with me. So how can this person who is saying something different actually be saying anything that makes sense? And it's like, well,
That's something
no.
I see a lot, especially on VTuber Twitter, is toxic positivity.
That is so
Like,
true.
there's so much toxic positivity.
Yeah, and for people who are like, how can positivity be toxic, Rosa? What are you talking about? Would you like to explain?
Okay, let's make it really, really simple. Let's say that you are a VTuber and you have like 100,000 followers.
I am a
and
VTuber.
then you go and you say some really fucked up shit. And you're being an asshole. And, you know, yada, yada, yada.
For example, I think all small VTubers should never talk to me because I have way more followers than them. And it just makes me really anxious when people with less than 100 followers talk to me.
Yeah, what is it trying to steal my clout? Blah, 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 blah. And so what'll happen is that is a fucking stupid fucking sentence, alright? That is an idiotic, like, toxic mentality, right? But what'll happen is that you'll have these people that have large followings, and the following just agrees with whatever the fuck they say. They'll be like, yeah, you're right, queen. Yes, queen. Yes, absolutely. You're so correct. Ugh, those people. Ugh. And then it kind of builds... It is... How do I put this? It's like when you're fucking training a dog, right? You give it treats when it does the thing right, and then you give it nothing when it does the thing wrong. It's just treats no matter what. So whatever the fuck they say is being reinforced. And that is toxic positivity. Through positivity, you are reinforcing bad behavior.
Yeah, and that's something that is unfortunately very prevalent in the VTuber community. And I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, like, if you're just listening to this, people will probably be like, "Oh my gosh, like they hate VTubers, but they are VTubers. Like, how is that possible?" That's 100% not what we're getting at, because I know someone will probably watch this and think along those lines. Because
if you do think that, please debate me.
That, first of all, and two, again, it's like it's kind of like, just because you have issues with something, it does not mean that you hate it. It does not mean that you know, like, don't want to be a part of it. It's just that, honestly, half of the time it comes from a place of caring.
Yeah.
It's like, I like being a VTuber, which is why I would like it to be taken more seriously. And right now, it's not taken very seriously because of how much, to be quite frank, bullshit there is.
Again, to simplify it, I love my dog, but I hate when people give my dog treats after biting someone.
Yeah. Like, come on, guys. The whole fake hate tweets, we're past that, I think.
That shit was so fucking
We're past that, aren't we, guys? Come on, guys. Please.
It still happens every now and again.
I know. I see it, and I'll look, and it has like 300 likes, and I'm like, who talks like this?
You'll be like, oh my god, how could they say that about you? And then you'll have people defending it like, oh, but what if it's real? Well,
No,
here's the thing.
the greatest example of that I have is when a good friend of ours, Kohi,
I love Kohi so
sent
much.
me a quote-unquote hate tweet, and I think he said, like, he called me like a stinky hedgehog or something like that. And I posted it on my Twitter, and at first I didn't know you were supposed to crop out their name. Like, I just thought you just, like, posted it. Like, I thought, all the people who would post fake hate tweets would just, like, post it. And so I posted it with his name and profile picture clearly visible. And I said something along the lines like, I can't believe I went through this. Like, this has been the hardest day of my life. Like, I'm so affected by this. Like, I'm like, I don't know what to do. And I think that tweet had the most likes and, like, interactions I had gotten in a hot second. And Kohi would literally respond to people who were in the tweet, who was like, oh my god, how could they say this to you? That's so fucked up. This person's disgusting. And then Kohi's like, I agree. And they're like, right? Without realizing that he is the one in the picture who had sent the tweet.
Literally, it shows you just how fucking brainless people are and how just, like, eager they are to just kind of jump on whatever the bandwagon is without any form of fucking context. And this is why, like, dude, that's why I hate shit like Like, whenever I see posts like, oh my god, this person did this to me and said all these things to me, and people just fucking buy it.
Yeah.
People will just fucking buy it, and it's this weird mentality of, it doesn't matter what they say, you have to support the victim.
Yeah.
Victims can fucking lie! They can fucking lie!
Yeah. Unfortunately, lying is
Sad
quite
fucking reality.
easy.
And so,
it's not that
like,
hard.
that's something I saw this once, on a post where, like, someone was trying to defend, like, their actions of just kind of mindlessly agreeing with the post. And they were like, well, what if it was a real victim? Right? Because, like, right now you're joking about it, but what if it's a real victim, right? And it's like, well, if it was a real victim, you would have gone and said some shit without doing your fucking research, wouldn't you? So it's no fucking different. It's no fucking different.
Yeah. Yeah, it's... And I mean, it kind of sucks, but it kind of feels like nowadays, for every good thing there is in this genre, there's like 2 or 3 bad things to negate it.
Yeah. It's just the way it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the way it is. At the end of the day, people chase clout. That is all they...
Yeah.
That's all some people care about. And they'll happily do whatever stupid fucking thing. And then the sad part is that they'll get all this clout on Twitter and it will not transfer to stream.
No, and that's I think
You
another
will-
thing for any like aspiring
Retweeters
YouTubers out
with,
there. Twitter is
don't become a
important for
VTweeter.
connections. First of all, don't be a VTweeter. And Twitter is important for connections, but it does not always correlate to your streams. You can have like 100 people like a tweet of yours on Twitter, go live, and like 5 people show up. And 5 is still a pretty good number. That's also another thing.
Yeah.
Don't be too obsessed with numbers. It's like, obviously it's important. Obviously, like, you want a ton of people to like come watch your streams. You want like a ton of support. But I feel like a lot of the time it's really easy for people to let stream numbers and whatnot bring them down and affect their mental to a great extent. And I feel like, yeah.
A lot of people will hide their number. And if that's what makes it easier for you, then by all means.
That's what I do. I
that's
hide my
definitely a way
viewers.
of doing it. So, like, you can't see your viewer count. And that's definitely one of the ways of doing it, 'cause, like, that you kind of avoid that nervousness that you feel, right?
That's what
You're
I
like,
do.
oh, there's not a lot of people like watching, and so like I feel like I'm just kind of talking to the void. But no matter what, no one's gonna fucking respond to you unless you're doing a collab. So talking to the void is what you have to do. Just fucking
That
do it.
is true.
Right? Like
That's another
like you're
thing.
gonna have people responding in chat, right? But even when you're big, most people are gonna just lurk. Most people are at work or they're driving or they're doing
Shout
something.
out to lurkers. We love
fucking
you
love
guys.
lurkers.
Illy.
You are the kings of the algorithm.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you have to get used to just kind of talking, right? Sometimes you're doing something,
100%.
there's just not a whole lot to talk about, but you still have to be entertaining for the sake of chat.
Yeah.
You still have to like put on a show. You're still doing this thing, and sometimes looking at those numbers affects the way that you do that in a very
100%.
negative way. And it's not just that when you have low numbers, even when you have high numbers, it might make you nervous.
Yeah.
So that's definitely one thing to do. Another thing to do, which I think people are more of afraid of, and I very rarely hear this advice. Look at your numbers. Once you're ready, once you're comfortable, sit down, look through analytics. Because there's a lot you can learn, and there's a lot that you can do, oh, okay, this
That
content's
is
working,
true.
this content isn't working. And then that'll kind of help you, guide you on, like, what to do next and where to go from where you're at.
Yeah.
Well, there's a healthy balance of, to juggle there, you know?
Yeah. Cause I mean, if you think about it, chat, you could be doing something, and unfortunately, people in your community are not gonna like it. You know, they're not really gonna resonate with it. They don't really want to see you do it a ton. And if you never look at your numbers, you're never gonna realize that. And so you're just gonna keep on doing it, and you're gonna be like, why isn't anyone watching? Why isn't anyone supporting it? But it's because they're just not really into it. And then like one day you'll just like switch to something else. Oh, what'd you say?
My community is fucking sick and tired of you playing Dark Souls 2.
Yeah, I'm glad you said it. I didn't want to. I'm kidding. I'm joking.
It's
Totally
okay. They're quite
kidding.
honest with me. They're quite honest with me.
Yeah, and like, same. It's like you just have to realize that sometimes it's time for a change up. It's time for you to switch things up. And that could be extremely, extremely beneficial for you. And so I think it's very important for a lot of, not even just VTubers, by the way, streamers, to find a healthy balance of not letting numbers affect you too greatly, but realizing the importance of them. If you do care about growing. Obviously, if you're just streaming to like stream, you don't really give a shit, you know, you're just chilling, then like obviously we're not telling you to like, you need to take this as serious as like possible, you know. Yeah, that's definitely something to note.
Play
But yeah.
Minesweeper like a Giga Chad? Bro,
I don't know how to play Minesweeper.
I used to know how to play Minesweeper. Like I used to be really good at it, and then I stopped playing it for a very long time because who the fuck sits down and plays Minesweeper for fun?
Hey,
Whoa.
to all Minesweeper fans out there, Rosa speaks for herself. I support you guys. Go play Minesweeper.
Go play fucking Dark Souls.
Yeah, because Minesweeper and Dark Souls are the exact same game. They're so similar. Oh my god.
I do play.
Okay,
Minesweeper
we
for
got
fun.
a little off. We got a little
I
sidetracked.
nerd.
Just a tiny bit. Just a
Sorry.
little bit sidetracked.
I wonder what the question was.
I think it was like, what would you change about the VTuber community, quote unquote community, if you could?
Yeah.
But you know, until more lighthearted things. What is your favorite and least favorite thing about me?
Ooh. Okay. So, my favorite thing about you is that you're really, really genuine.
Thank
You're
you.
very honest. You say things as they are.
Mm-hmm.
You don't sugarcoat stuff. And you're just very honest with me, which I absolutely fucking adore.
Uh-huh.
My least favorite thing about you
I'm scared.
is that you play League.
Oh, okay, that's fine.
You,
I feel like that's such a cop-out answer.
Okay, no. Realistically speaking, like, my least favorite thing about you is that you play, like, we have very different interests.
Mm-hmm.
You play games that I don't really like, and then I play games that you don't really like, and so it makes it hard to kind of, like, interact with you on a more regular basis.
That's very true. That's actually very true, because if you don't know chat, I feel like most of you guys know. I feel like a lot of the names I'm seeing in chat, y'all kind of are ride and dies. More so Ginny, which makes sense. But I mostly play, like, I'm sad to say, so Riot games and, like, multiplayer games, like League, Valorant, Apex.
Competitive games.
A tiny bit of Overwatch.
Competitive games.
Competitive games. And Rosa, on the other hand, plays Dark Souls, games like that.
I play fantasy games and, like,
fantasy games.
RPGs.
Well, yeah, we tried playing Destiny 2 together, but unfortunately, I'm a little bitch, and I get motion sickness.
It's okay. The game's just gotten worse.
Oh god, has it?
Worse. Yeah. You didn't miss much.
But yeah, I get motion sickness when I play certain games like Destiny, Minecraft, which makes me super, super sad. And games like that. So we do have very differing game tastes.
Yeah.
Well, do you play a ton of co-op games?
Not really.
Not really, right?
Yeah.
Which is very unfortunate.
Yeah.
But you know,
I'm
it'd be
try
like
more
that.
of them, though. I'm down to try more of them.
Thoughts on
yeah,
Valorant? I'm kidding.
No!
You hate Valorant, I know that.
I do.
What about Apex?
I don't know. I'm not big on shooters.
Oh, you see.
I like shooters with the story. Like I play the Call of Duty storylines, and then I stop playing the game.
Okay.
Hunt Showdown, yeah, that's a really good one. That's true. I actually do like that one.
I don't know what that one
you
is,
play that?
but
I
try.
might introduce you to Hunt Showdown at some point.
There you go.
You might enjoy that.
Maybe.
How do you feel about old like Western guns?
They're cool. I love them.
I think you might like the game. I'll show it to you later.
Okay.
But yeah, that's the only thing I quote unquote dislike about you. It's that you like different games than me, so it makes it very hard to like interact with you, and I want to interact with you more.
That's valid. It is quite unfortunate.
It is what it is, though.
That's true. It is what it is. And then, I mean, kind of last quote-unquote question would be, are there any questions that you would like to ask me or chat?
No. Next question.
I hate you.
I love you. No. I'm not great at coming up with questions.
Okay.
Mm,
Okay.
Let's see.
Fine. Since you do not have any questions, I will now open up the floor for chat. Chat, do you guys have any questions that you'd like to ask me or Rosa?
Yeah.
Is cereal a soup? No. Next question.
Wait, hold on. I disagree.
Of course you do. Why do you
I
think
think
it's a soup?
cereal-
Aren't soups supposed to be, like, savory?
I don't know if that's necessarily implied in what a soup is. I think a soup is just a solid food instead of a liquid food.
Okay.
There has to be
Soup-
effectively.
Soup is a primarily liquid food, generally served warm or hot, that is made by combining ingredients of meat or vegetables with stock, milk, or water.
Okay, so it does have to have, in that case, a broth, and therefore milk is not a broth. So
Well, soup can be cold, but it's still, like, on the more side. Like, on
Yeah.
the savory side.
you don't have to have your fucking cereal and milk with fucking cold milk. You can use warm milk.
Ew.
The temperature's not an issue. The issue is whether or not you consider milk a broth, or if you can make a broth with milk, which brings me on to a really interesting idea. What if you made like a chicken broth or like a beef broth or some sort of broth with milk instead of water?
I guess that
And then
could
you had like noodles in there.
Is that
and,
not a
like-
soup?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, what if you make a like a soup, but you add cereal and milk?
Oh, someone said broth with milk is stew. Wait, I like this question. Okay. If you had 10K to put towards your channel, would you spread it excuse me. If you had 10K to put towards your channel, would you spread it into lots of small things or put a chunk into one big thing? If the latter, what? For both, why? Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I can go first. 10K. 10K monies, right? 10K USD.
Yes.
The first thing I'd do is I'd spend a good chunk on that on a really nice PC.
Me too.
That is the first thing I'd do.
And really
Just
good
like
internet.
I don't have to. Yeah. But yeah, but like the thing about it is, it's like a consistent payment thing. So I don't really like it. Like I can't just be like, yes, spend big money and now I have good internet forever. 'Cause, like that's like a consistent payment thing. I have to be able to like sustain that amount.
Yeah.
As far as like non-sustainable instant things that are just upgrades in general, I'd probably the first thing I'd do is I'd get a PC, like a nice chunky PC with like up to date stuff, so like that I can actually run everything and run my model with different games and stuff like that.
Valid.
After that, I'd probably get another monitor or two.
Oh wait,
and some
Umbra said it has to be towards the channel. Isn't that towards the channel?
Yeah, that is. What the fuck do you mean towards the channel?
He
other
was
than that?
he was replying to Kuro, who said 10K will be spent in buying a wheel of cheese.
Oh, I mean, hey, I just fucking filed my taxes, okay? Every single fucking purchase that I've made on Steam last year, I filed the fucking business expense. I can absolutely file a wheel of cheese for a
Yeah,
video.
because she
as a
could be
business
eating that
expense.
wheel of cheese on stream.
Abso-fucking-lutely. Consider two PCs and dedicating one towards streaming stuff. That's just me. Yeah, that's something I was thinking about as well. Having two PCs, but I feel like that would, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think what I would do is I would like buy a new PC because I already have a PC and it's not terrible. And what I would do is I would probably dedicate this one to just holding up the stream while the other one holds up the game. And like game stuff like that. So like that, it's a little bit of an easier load on my setup. Aside from that, I would just buy furniture so I can actually organize shit, like new furniture, and actually have everything organized. Like a mic arm, stuff like that. I'd buy equipment effectively is what I would mainly spend that 10K on.
Yeah.
And if there was anything extra, I'd probably spend it on maybe like model upgrades, so that like my model has better tracking and stuff like that. Like I don't currently have what's the fucking like the stuff for like mouth movements?
I have no clue.
I forgot what it's fucking called. The thing is, you can like move your mouth left and right, not just up and down. But I'd probably like get like my rigging upgraded.
Yeah,
So
no, 100%. I agree with almost everything you're saying.
If there was anything I was missing, I'd probably upgrade to a newer iPhone for better tracking.
Yeah.
I
I would upgrade my rigging as well. I would upgrade my model, to be perfectly honest.
In fact, the most you can receive in gifts per year without tax is 10K.
That is correct. That is true.
That's good to know. I'm very happy that all of my PayPal income counts as gifts, 100%, and I am totally not evading taxes.
We would never, by the way. That is very bad. Please don't do
Never.
that. The IRS is scary, you guys. The IRS knows more about you than you know about yourself. So.
Fucking criminals.
Be careful. Please.
Don't send this into the IRS, thank you. Dude, I after I finished my taxes, I fucking
Very
added
kosher of you, Ginny.
After doing my taxes, I added the IRS on Twitter. And sent
You
them a middle
did. That was
finger.
really funny. But yeah, guys,
Taxes are
so
cool. You should do them.
yeah.
I agree. Totally. 100%.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like Ginny covered a lot of that. How much cocaine do you think it'll take to keep a gorilla conscious if he was traveling at the speed of sound, hypothetically? A lot?
I don't think you could feed enough cocaine. So, hypothetically, if you were to do this, he would probably come out the other side as paste, and actually not even paste. He'd probably just be like vapor.
Right.
And if you didn't feed it enough cocaine, it would, assuming that it had the like fortitude to fucking survive the jump. If you didn't feed it enough cocaine, it's not gonna stay conscious. And if you feed it too much cocaine, you're gonna fucking stop its heart. It's gonna die. So there's no in between. And bad question. Next.
Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Believe me, I'm
there
a scientist.
if there are no other questions in chat for either one of us, I feel like it is safe
I
to call it a day.
do have one question.
Oh, you have a question. Well, earlier when I asked you if you had any, you said you didn't, but now you have one.
I have one question I've come up with.
What is it?
Hey, yo, baby girl, you busy later?
Not that I know of, no.
Hey, yo.
That just makes me think of your sub. Hey, yo, new follower? Hey, yo, new sub?
People say that that's my catchphrase, but I don't say hey, yo very often. It's just they just hear it on the fucking thing all the time, so they associate it as me saying it very often, but I've only said it like twice.
That's valid. I came back at the right. Oh, it's the big one. What's the question? Another question: YouTubers regularly have to reinvent themselves. Do you think VTubers have to do the same every 2 to 3 years? Me personally, no.
Reinvent themselves? What does that mean?
I'm not sure.
Define reinvent themselves.
Maybe like their content. That's all I can think of.
Reinvent, improve, evolve.
Is when the thing they do gets old.
So that kind of just fucking depends, right? So typically for YouTubers, you'll see this for YouTubers that have a niche content. And even then, it depends, right? So if like example, like if you start up your channel, right? The best example I could think was Arch. Arch has a niche content. He does the Warhammer 40k stuff, right? I hate to break it to you, but it's fucking old. And people still like it because there will always be people that continue to follow that niche and still like that niche. And so technically speaking, you don't have to change. You don't have to reinvent yourself. You can keep following that niche in that community. You just won't see a whole lot of growth because there's just not a whole lot of growth in that community.
Yeah.
So you're kind of capping yourself. But when you do content like that's varied, for example, I feel like a lot of VTubers are
Variety.
what's some before? Yeah, they're variety, and the reason why is because the focus of their content isn't a niche thing; it's their personality. because of that, they don't really have to reinvent themselves. They just have to keep doing that variety of content and keep being them, which is what people are subbing for.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, next question. It's your last day on Earth. You are leaving the planet tomorrow. You have achieved all your dreams and goals. You have to take everything with you. Evidence of your streams, awards, whatever. You're allowed to leave behind a piece of paper with 3 things you learned to be in life to be absolutely true on them for people to remember you by. What are your 3 truths you've learned in life?
That's a very deep question.
Yeah. I don't think I've put a ton of thought into this. Huh.
Let's see. The 3 truths that I've learned in life. Well, the thing is, that's not what I want. Like, I would want to be like, if the only proof of my existence I was leaving behind was like 3, like a piece of paper with 3 things, like 3 sentences. If that was all I would be known for, like, oh, this person was once upon a time famous, but all we have left of them is these 3 sentences. We don't remember who or what they were or what they were called. But we know one thing. She's good. like that's what, like, I would leave behind a fucking troll message. That's what I would leave behind.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Is it just like
I would leave behind like a troll message and then like I don't know, like a dead link that like leads to like a 404 page with like a monkey dancing or something.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't really know what I would leave behind either, to be 100% honest. I think I would, yeah. I don't know. Hard question. Good question, but hard question. I have not put any thought into, so I don't feel comfortable saying anything because I'm like, I don't know.
If I did want to be philosophical, I'd probably like drop my philosophy on that shit and be like, these are my philosophical thoughts, and this is what I think is the truth of life. And people would be very sad because the truth of life is not as glorious as you think it is, or as the fancy man Bible tells you it is. It's just not. But and that's why when I drop it there, it'd probably just make people sad. But like I kind of prefer for people to just kind of find their own way, because at the end of the day, it doesn't fucking matter. Like what I think. Like
Madman said, last Rika Radio show, I asked that as well, same result. Yeah, I don't really think about stuff like that a ton, and I mean, if you know me somewhat, you would probably realize that I don't really like thinking that deep. Brain isn't quite built for that.
Yeah, I think that's fairly normal. Like,
yeah. I'm very much someone who like kind of takes
when you try to like
day by day,
break life down like that, it very quickly becomes daunting.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
Hard to, like, what's what I'm looking for? It becomes hard to kind of like digest and like stomach it, and like it'll definitely affect your day to day for a while. And again, this comes from someone that like I have my own kind of like philosophical beliefs that I came up with like growing up. As a result of falling into that kind of tube of like just thinking and thinking and thinking for hours and hours and hours on end on like shit like that. And it doesn't put your brain in the best state, because by the end of it, you typically don't value things as much as you would if you took it day to day.
Yeah, you see, I try my best not to think. And
again, that's something like I wouldn't.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I feel like I'm significantly happier due to that.
Yeah, absolutely. Like I would not
recommend.
Yeah, like I wouldn't write down what I think is the truth and be like, this is the way that everyone should think, because I don't think that's true.
Oh.
I don't think that being completely objectively correct in your belief of the reality in the world around you is necessarily a good thing or the best thing for an individual. Like, for some people it might be, right? Like, I personally find more comfort in my belief than I do in the concept of like an afterlife and stuff like that. But that's just me. And like, you know, at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you believe. The outcome is the same. It's the same thing, the same conversation I've had. Like, dude, I had this conversation once with a fucking Jehovah's Witness.
Uh
But
huh.
I kind of explained to him, I was like, look, right now, you and I both want to go to Taco Bell and get some breakfast, right? It's really early in the morning, right?
Uh huh.
That's our unified goal. We both want to go to the same place, right? That's where we're both heading. If you go down that road, you'll probably get there faster than me. If I go down that road, I'm still gonna arrive at the same place. So like,
Uh-huh.
don't stress over it. All right, stay in your fucking lane.
True. This is a good one, I would say. Mr. Bear asked, if there's one aspect of the other that you could change, physical or mental, what would it be?
Of like the other person.
I
As in,
think
like,
so.
What would I change about Rika?
I'm assuming that's what that means.
I would hardwire her to like Dark Souls games.
I would hardwire her to like competitive games. Competitive multiplayer games. I would hardwire her to like League.
That's fine.
And Valorant.
Yeah.
And then we'd be
Like,
perfect.
that makes me really happy that like we would just the only thing we would change about each other is the thing that we do different, so we can do more things together.
Exactly.
That'd be
And like
perfect.
being completely honest, I've known Roza, Ginny for over a year now, and there's not really anything that I'm like, God, I hate when she does this. Or, you know, like, God, I hate this aspect. It's very nice.
Yep.
Ginny
I feel the
plays
same
only
way about
Valor for a month, and Rika only plays only Destiny 2. Okay, I will play any other game other than Destiny 2 because, again, it gives me motion sickness.
Oh god, DS2 is Dark Souls 2.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay, I feel like it would be way easier for me than for you.
I think you're correct, but that's fine. If my brain was hardwired to like the game, then I would like the game and probably still enjoy it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, fuck it.
That was maybe one of the cutest answers possible. Yeah, but I thought they were good for boing boing, but it was a cute answer. Listen, I can't change that. And honestly, I assure you guys this is not copia. I am very okay with being flat because that means I don't have to wear a bra like anywhere. It's great.
It's hot.
It's genuinely very nice. I can kind of just go, you know, in my
Mhm.
t-shirt. I don't have to worry about anything.
Can confirm.
Yeah. So you see,
That is justice.
that is justice. I agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah, that was a good answer. That was a good question. It was cute. But yeah, guys, if there is nothing else, flat as lies and broken jeans, only boing boing is justice. What is your greatest weakness? Oh God. What is a fear you'd want to overcome? Spiders / bugs. I feel like my life would be a lot easier if I wasn't scared of bugs or spiders. Because I could just...
Yeah, for me it would be roaches. Roaches / bugs.
Ew.
If I could get over like the fear of roaches.
But like roaches are objectively disgusting. Like spiders at least can argue like, oh, they're like good. They like eat other bugs and like half the time they're as like they're scared of you than you are of them. But like roaches are just
but they're not spiders.
nasty.
Roaches are fucking disgusting vile creatures, as I think most insects are, and I think they were put on this planet by aliens and they don't belong here and we should get rid of them.
Yeah,
All of
like
them, every single
what
one
good
of
is
them.
a roach? All it serves is for the fucking like the
I-
ecosystem food chain.
I once had this argument with a fucking biology teacher, and she was like, well, here's the thing. If you got rid of all the insects in the world, what would happen is that a bunch of, like, you would fuck with, like, the balance of
chain.
nature, and a bunch of, the food chain, and a bunch of birds would die, and I think my exact response was, if the only thing a bird will fucking eat is insects, then it deserves to die. Those birds in particular can either adapt or go extinct.
Yeah,
Figure the fuck
I
out.
would just say I wish I could get rid of all bugs without affecting the food chain or somehow modifying the food chain so that it does not rely on insects.
I am positive that if you got rid of all insects in the world, every single one of them, the food chain would be fucking fine.
It would definitely
They're like I know they feel like a very like major fucking like step in the food chain. Believe me when I tell you they're fucking not. The animals that eat them will either adapt to eat other fucking things because guess what? There's no fucking nutrient that only fucking exists in bugs. And there's no fucking location on Earth where that's the only place you can get those nutrients from. There's not a single fucking location. And so they would either fucking adapt to something else or fucking die off. No big deal.
Okay, another question is, what is your greatest weakness?
My greatest weakness? Women.
I was about to say I feel like mine is probably my procrastination, but that's an answer as well.
No, yeah, that was a joke answer.
Yeah,
Falling
I would
into that
probably say-
same line of answering though, when people are nice to me, I crumble.
Aww.
I become mush. But aside from that, like work-wise, I get in my head a lot, dude.
That's valid. Same for the most part. But yeah, I think mine would probably be my procrastination, because a lot of the time I want to do things, I just don't do them. And then it's like, but I wanted to do it. So that's super fun.
Yeah.
Super fun for
Yeah.
me.
I oftentimes like I was watching a video recently of like Markiplier talking about, I think it was like his ADHD and how like sometimes like he'll sit down to do
I feel
something
like
and
I've
it's
seen a
like
clip on
he
Twitter.
wants to do it. He wants to do it, right?
Yeah.
It's not a hard thing to do. He can do it. It's really easy. He just has to
Yeah.
do the thing. And he just can't bring himself to do it.
Yeah,
And I
no,
feel that-
literally.
So
I
much,
am-
so often.
90% sure I have like undiagnosed ADHD, but like I don't want to say anything for sure because how the fuck do I know? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it's like the best way to describe it is that it's like I want to do, like you're saying, like I want to do something. It's not hard. I know how to do it. I'm fully capable of doing it. It's just
Yeah.
I would rather do 5 other things than do the one thing I wanted to do.
Yeah.
And it's like, but why?
Yeah. I feel like, cause like I get what you're saying with like procrastination, but cause I feel that too sometimes, but I don't think that's the root of the issue.
Uh-huh.
Any sense? Like I don't think that it's that I actively want to procrastinate and leave things to last minute. It's that in the moment I never feel like that's the thing I can do or like
Oh.
want to do. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for me it's like
It's like
I'd rather just leave it until the very last moment. And I think I've tricked myself into being like, oh, but I get things like I'm way more efficient when it's like at the very last second. Like I you know, I like,
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm way better when it's at the last moment. When it's like, no, you could easily have done that like 5 hours ago. You just decided.
Yeah.
Like literally, for example, I've been wanting to change my mouse pad for the past 2 days. And it wouldn't take much. I don't have a ton on top of my mouse pad. I would have to move maybe like 5 things in order to change it. But for some reason, every time I'm like, oh, I would rather do this instead of changing my mouse pad. Like I
feel that.
it's like,
I have a new mattress I haven't put in.
okay, I feel like that's a little
It's-
harder.
It's still like
Changing
it's
a
not
mattress
whole
is
lot,
definitely work.
but like it's just like
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
it's been like a week.
Yeah. Motivation is bullshit. I've mentioned it to you both. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
I know.
I kind of agree with that, but not really. Like, I definitely agree that having
Well-
a schedule, having a routine is a lot more
Yeah.
efficient than just running off of pure motivation. But for me personally, like this Rika Radio would not have happened if I was not, if I like had not gotten like a spurt of motivation a week ago and being like, I want to hone, like I want to work on my content again. I want to bring back Rika Radio. I want to do things that I enjoy doing, like, and that I know my community enjoys as well. And so I like became motivated. I downloaded some like video editing software. I gathered a bunch of clips. Shout out to everyone who sent your guys' favorite clips of Roza. You know, I like gathered a bunch of clips and I made a trailer, and that was honestly off of pure motivation because I did not have a routine of like making trailers or of like, you know, working on my content before.
That's another thing as well. Like it's just, like I get the idea of like, cause that's the thing. Like Umber sent me a video, which I completely agree with. Right?
Mhm.
Like you have to like discipline yourself to have a routine and have
Yeah.
things that you're just gonna do it, right? But it takes a spark of like not just motivation, but also just like creativity
Yeah,
to even come up with what that thing you have to do is.
100%.
Like you don't just go, okay, I'm gonna do these things. right?
Yeah.
There is like a methodology that goes into that. And if you don't have the motivation or like the creativity in that moment to just kind of like have that spark and be like, okay, like this is how I'm gonna do it, and this is the plan, and this is what I'm gonna do, right? Because it's more than just doing. There's also planning that goes into that.
100%.
Like that planning isn't necessarily just doing research and then doing what other people do. Like you have to have. Oftentimes, if you're doing something unique, something like for yourself, something genuine, there's more to it than just research. There is like,
Yeah.
I need to have an idea, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
There's something I realized recently because I've been talking to my dad a lot, and he wants to like set up like a business and stuff like that, and like we've been trying to kind of figure that out. And watching how my dad works, so I was at my dad's place, right? And I'm having breakfast over there because I went really early in the morning. And my dad sits down next to me. We have no idea. We have no plan for a business or anything like that. We haven't talked about it before. And again, this is like he has these sparks of like not just motivation to get things
Inspiration.
done, but inspiration, right? And
Yes.
he brain starts churning and he comes up with an idea. And before I finished my sandwich, he had an entire fucking like actionable business plan.
Love that.
Yeah. And so like it was it was immediately actionable. And then he was like, okay, like that's this is what I'm thinking. My brain kind of stopped. I have stuff to do, so we're gonna do other stuff. And later in the day, if I have more ideas, if I have that spark of innovation, that spark of motivation to do things,
Yeah.
then we'll see where else we go from that. By the end of the day, I think like midway through the day, he was like in the middle of work and he was like, I need a pen and paper, like, brains churning. And so you go and he was like, okay, like here's what I'm gonna research into right now, right? Because now you have the idea of, okay, I know what I want to do. I have the overall overarching plan. Now you need details, right? And then, but what are those details? What are we needing specifically per se, right? What is that we want to do? Who do we want to get for this sort of thing? Those are all little fucking details that, again, you don't just research and then find out. You have to kind of have that idea, that spark of like what it is you're actually planning before you can actually act on something.
Yeah. Chris said, motivation comes and goes. Only discipline takes you to throw the ring at the volcano. True. And then Tuxedo Blackfoot said, nothing's fun or motivating 100% of the time. You do have to work through it, but if you don't have motivation for long enough, eventually you'll run out of gas. That is also true.
Yep.
There's also different forms of motivators. Very true. Woohoo, I'm late for Rika Radio. Hi, Lewis. It is a mixture of things: motivation, inspiration, willpower. Yeah, and it, like for me personally, I'm a very impulsive person. I do a lot of things on a whim, and if you've followed me for a while, you would know that, given my lack of schedule of streaming, frequency of streaming, etc. So it's like, honestly, like this doesn't sound like much, but I am honestly really proud of myself for getting this together, for getting like my shit together and actually being like, I'm gonna do Rika Radio, I'm gonna bring it back, and actually bringing it back. Because like literally this morning I woke up and I was like, oh, I'm feeling really lazy today, what if I like rescheduled? And I was like, but that's like such a shit thing to do. I'm like, I'm, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I know people are looking forward to this. Like I know I was looking forward to this too, and I'm like, just because I'm lazy, that's like not a good enough excuse to reschedule. And like, cause like it's not like I have any good reason to reschedule. It's literally just me being like, oh, do I really want to like, set it up and like blah blah blah, and stuff like that, And so it doesn't. To some, it might not be much, and especially like when you compare it to other people. But for me, I'm like, I'm proud of myself for doing this, and it's very much so like baby steps, Like you're not gonna just like starting out. You're not gonna like try and, for example, like climb Mount Everest right away. You're gonna like climb smaller ones first. And so
otherwise you'll pass out and die. We call that burnout. I said otherwise you're gonna pass out and die. We call that
too.
Burnout.
Yeah. So I want some ice cream versus I want to start Project X. Some of them can be affected by habit building while others don't. That is true. Yes, it is a good start. I agree. Definitely a lady. Thank you. Rika woke up and chose Ginny. I did. Good job, Rika. Thank you. Thanks for bringing Ginny on stream. Guys, what's funny? I messaged Ginny and I said, okay, do you want to start at 3:30 PST and end at 4:30 PST? It is now 5:30 PST.
Yep. I wasn't going to say anything.
Well, cause I thought I
just
was
pretty
gonna go do something, but then the plan kind of fell through, so I am now like free. But yeah, I mean, let me know, guys. Did you enjoy this Rika Radio? Would you guys want to hear us talk about more stuff? Let us know, cause I enjoy talking. So
Talking is fun.
podcast.
Spending time with Hedgehog is also fun.
We should have a podcast.
We should. I'm currently planning one with Miles and Jazz. We
Oh
were
my
planning to start it like
God.
the beginning of this year, but it just kind of keeps getting pushed back. 'Cause it's
Oh! You were planning on starting at the beginning of this year. Okay, I was like,
yeah, we haven't
like
started it
next year.
yet.
Rika Radio, Rika. I know, finally a Rika Radio. But you streamed very good content and inspiring to hear you. Thank you, I appreciate that. And guys, chat, you should be so proud of me because I actually have guests lined up for the next 3 weeks for Rika Radio.
Holy shit!
Yeah, I know. I'm as shocked as you are.
Do you want to tease who it's gonna be next week?
Next week. Let's see if you guys can figure out who. It is someone that Ginny and I are friends with. Ginny recently collabed with them.
See how long it takes them to figure it out.
I don't know what hints to give them without giving it entirely away. Also a VTuber. Can you think of anything?
It's not someone I collab with super often.
Yeah, no, it's not someone Ginny collabs with all the time.
But when I do,
It's a
I feel like
hoot and a half.
like a Dos Equis commercial. I don't often collab with this person, but when
Someone
I do,
in chat got it right.
hey yo, someone got it.
Someone got it.
That's right, chat. You guessed it. It's my favorite friend, my collabing partner every now and again, Saikuno.
Yeah, we're having Saikuno on, guys. Crazily enough. But yeah,
You
someone in
nailed it.
chat got it right. I will not confirm who. If things
Two
stay
folks in
on
chat got it
track, I will have the trailer out. Okay, it's gonna be on Friday, the 21st. Today is Sunday, the 16th. If all things go according to plan, the trailer will come out either Monday or Tuesday.
Hype.
Hype. Monday or Tuesday, yes. So yeah, that's gonna be super fun. Kuro is gonna know who it is because I'm probably gonna ask him for a thumbnail, but shout out to Kuro. Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the work you do.
We love Penguin.
We all love the penguin. We love all of you guys, by the way. But yeah, I think with that being said, I don't think we have any more questions. I think we've talked about a lot of things today.
Yeah.
And yeah,
I believe we are finished.
I think so as well. Wallahi, I'm finished. I'm kidding. I'm joking. But yeah, I think with that, guys, we are going to call it here. This was an incredible Rika Radio, I would say. Probably one of our best episodes. Not want to toot Ginny's horn or anything. But yeah, I had an amazing time today.
I'll happily have my horn tooted.
I had an amazing time. I think this was super, super, super fun. And I hope you guys did as well. Do you want to stay on while I thank everyone for the subs and everything, or?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, if you guys saw my exclamation mark thanks command, basically, obviously I appreciate all the follows, the subs, the bits, and etc. But I do try and save all that for the end of the show, just as to not interrupt the interview or anything, because it's kind of like, it's a little jarring if I'm like, so like, what's your favorite color? And then immediately I'm like, thank you so much for the sub. It's a bit, it's a bit, I want to say rude, but again, I would say a bit jarring. So, let us start. Thank you so much, Ginny. Oh my God, Ginny Mercurius for the tier 1 sub for 15 months. Holy shit.
Me.
That is you. Welcome back to the Hype Squad. I hope you enjoyed your 7 year emotes. Thank you for the hydrate, Umbra. I did hydrate. Vulture, thanks so much for a tier 1 sub for 7 months. Hi, Rika and Roza. Hello. Welcome back to the Hype Squad. I hope you enjoyed your 7 year emotes and everything. Thank you. Moo Bear, thank you for the follow. If you're still here, you're a hype hog now. Let's get hype or high if it is legal for you. Thank you for the sheesh, the hydrate. Vinner, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 10 months, almost a year. Holy smokes. Absolutely agree. VTubers definitely get bold 100%. Welcome back to the Hype Squad. I hope you enjoy your sub and your emotes and everything. Anime Acumen, thank you so much for gifting a tier 1 sub. That is so sweet of you. Oh my god. You gifted one before you were even subbed yourself. You are so sweet. Thank you so much. If you got gifted that sub, please say thank you. Welcome to the Hype Squad. I hope you enjoy your sub. And then Young Oven Mitt, thank you for the tier 1 sub for 19 months. Holy smokes.
Holy
That
shit.
is a long fucking time. I didn't even know I would have been streaming for 19 months. Welcome back to the Hype Squad. I hope you enjoyed your sub and your emotes and everything. Thank you so much, everyone. Holy smokes! Tuxedo, thank you so much for the $10 tip. I unfortunately do not have alerts on this scene, just because again it's like, you know, a bit
Very professional. So it's the casting couch.
yeah. Almost forgot. Wait, what did you forget? No, you do not have to do that. Please, save thy money for thyself. But thank you so much for a $10 tip. I really appreciate that. Almost forgot about it. You definitely did not need to do that. But nonetheless, I appreciate it greatly. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for the support. Thank you for making the Rika Radio comeback such a successful, exciting one. Today was so much fun. Genuinely, it's the most fun I've had on stream in a hot second. And yeah, I'm excited to continue Rika Radio. I'm excited for our future episodes. It's gonna be a banger. And do not worry if you missed some of it, because I will try and download this VOD and upload it to YouTube. It might take me like 5 years to do so, but I will do it. And with that being said, I will bid you all adieu, and maybe,
Bye, Kat.
yeah. Any last words from you, Ginny?
She's good. I sign off.
And with that, we will say goodbye to you guys. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for everything. And yeah, I hope to see you guys in the next stream. Mithrin, thank you for the hydrate. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye. Have a nice evening.
Thank you for the follow, Recluse of the Veil. You're a hype hog. Now let's get hype or hype. It is legal for you. Bye.